when we say the word suffering, we're looking at it as it's always a bad thing. You need to create situations in which your kids struggle and experience hardship. You could give them a bunch of math problems. That's and they experience that shit's painful. It's going to be hard for them to figure it out. They're going to want to do other things, but you're challenging them and putting them in a situation in which they have to struggle and or struggle. I'm sorry, suffer to get the answers.
No.
My internet gets struck down. Oh, okay. Since we have this question, here we go. Here we go. Suffering builds character. Suffering builds character. What do you guys think? We're gonna start off with Robbie.
I strongly agree.
Strongly agree. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to disagree.
This
Chris
nigga,
J, what you think?
I think E Black just wants to be in
he's a
opposition.
contrarian. Like he don't disagree.
No, I disagree.
Boo. Where's Tawana? Tawana? Where's Andrea? Andrea, listen. Damn it, y'all can type in the chat. We don't appreciate this. Bring y'all black asses. Oh, go on ahead, child. Go on ahead, child.
Under the blood.
Under the blood.
Under the blood.
Under the blood.
Chris J, what you think? Suffering builds character.
No, I'm going to strongly agree.
Yeah, come on over to the dark side. Step into the darkness.
Trigger Mike, what you think?
Strongly agree.
Oh my God, you guys.
Get the fight. Get the fight.
See, that's my Africans. That's my Africans.
Look, you said it, not me.
This is how we end up. And of course,
get him up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Fight back, nigga. Fight back.
But y'all do know that E Black just did this because he strongly agrees. He just has to be in opposition.
No. I actually just disagree with this a little bit. Okay, let me go first. Okay. Suffering, meaning pain, does not build character. It builds character in some people, but to build character, it takes morals. It takes a lot more, and it takes adversary. But that doesn't necessarily mean you suffer. Some of the people in life do not have to suffer to be a good person, to be a bad person. Some people just inherently have different characteristics within themselves. You don't necessarily need to have the worst things of the worst to be who you are. Sometimes you are who you are based on a lot of different factors about how you've read a book or how you've rationalized peace and war and love and happiness. These are all things that you have to reconcile in your everyday beliefs. So I don't think you need necessarily to suffer. It doesn't even say you need to suffer. It just says suffering builds character. So suffering does not necessarily build character. It just builds it just allows the person that's within to deal with a lot of issues that it has. So I disagree. I don't believe that you need to go through the worst of the worst just to be able to say that you are a good person or you have this type of character. I just think that that's just an excuse that people use. So you guys go ahead at it. Chris J.
See, this goes back to what we said in the last topic. But you're really missing the point on all of this. Yes, suffering builds character. You don't have to build character just by suffering. That's not what it's saying. It's just saying if you go through some type of hardship or some type of struggle, will this build you up? Will this better your mental? Is it going to better your morality? And the answer is yes, because once you go through certain things, you're never going to forget it. You're always going to always remember what you went through and plan for the future so you could not go through that again. So 100% suffering will always build character. That's not the only thing that builds character, but it definitely does.
Bam, 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 bam.
That comment was wild, by the way.
But that wasn't really directed towards you. I apologize. I'm over here doing a lot. Y'all know I'll be working on some other stuff. I'm on super petty sideband mode right now. Don't pay me.
Yes, focus. Suffering, because you're making us suffer.
Thank you. That means I'm doing my job. Since my sisters have left me in a conundrum, left me by myself to deal with the brothers, everybody has to suffer. No, seriously though. Yeah, everything you go through makes you tougher. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stay a little longer. What you mean? Like, come on now. You ever been in poverty? Look at Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry lived in the bathroom down to the McDonald's, down to the Waffle House for 50,111 million years. Now he's a multi-billionaire. What we talking about? Look at The Pursuit of Happiness. Will Smith character and their son lived in the bathroom down to the train station, and then they became ultra famous. You have to suffer in order to become great. Like if a silver spoon is handed in your mouth, then you're gonna wind up on American Greed, honey. Then you're gonna be a whole billionaire boy club. Like, stop it, my guy.
Mike, round this up.
We don't really have evidence, Robbie, that Silver Spoon. Elon Musk was a rich kid. He got a rich daddy. Bill Gates was a rich kid. So we don't have evidence that
Bill
being
Gates is your
affluent.
hero in this story.
No, I'm just saying we can't say that.
Yes, we can. Bill Gates is horrible.
So, but let me put it to you this way.
Bill Gates' father is the father. Is one of the founding fathers of eugenics. That was a bad take.
Suffering will build more individuals' character than being affluent will. I agree with you there. But yeah, having that silver spoon ain't bad either if you got the right set of principled parents who will enforce discipline on you. But no, suffering does build character. When I say I strongly agree, we can't disagree. Okay. Everybody always asking, what's the immigrant secret sauce? Wherever they came from, they suffered. All right. One of the problems with Africa, some parts of Asia, India, is that their governments are so corrupt that their best individuals there do not get rewarded. Okay, I have a cousin that's a doctor in Nigeria who makes the equivalent of like $30,000 American US.
Sorry to hear that.
Right. So they do not reward. So he's sick and he's tired. So I've had to put in documents, try to sponsor him to teach classes and do that stuff from over there, and sponsor his visa for him and his children so he could do whatever programs to start doing that stuff over here, because they don't reward. He is suffering over there with all of his skills. He got his doctorate from the Ukraine. So he's actually eligible. He became an MD in the Ukraine. So he's eligible to even come over here after some training and become a doctor. But when he hits a unit in America, nobody's going to work like him. They actually do work 24-hour shifts in the hospital, back like 48-hour shifts in the hospital. He'll do a 72 just because of how grateful. He'll do a 96 because of how grateful he will be to just have the job at that point. And he'd do it for less money. You're right. His character is built. His amount of gratitude for giving him anything was built from his prolonged suffering. So that is usually what you'll see when we say suffering builds character. Is just these people are so grateful to be out of the shitty situation they were in. They will do more for less. And that's what we kind of perceive as character out here. They're extremely grateful to everyone for giving an opportunity, treating them like an honest citizen or an honest immigrant, And yeah, I can absolutely tell you, we can't deny it. We see it every day. Who gonna build these houses if the Mexicans don't?
I just disagree.
Hey, shout out to the Mexicans. Don't disrespect them. What are they about though?
I'm actually not disrespect. I'm saying they do anything. Like they will do anything for the opportunity. Have y'all even thought about it? Who is gonna build these houses if the Mexicans don't?
But that's validation of character. Those are validations of people who have certain ethics within themselves, not just because they suffered.
Okay.
Suffering gives, like you said, makes you grateful for the things that you have, but it doesn't necessarily make you a good person, a character. It just validates your character. If you've went through something and you still are the same person, yes, that gives you great character and that gives you great moral standing. But at the same time, you don't need to suffer to be a great person. That then basically we should have our kids just suffer all their lives, not give them any clothes, not give them things, not treat them right because they need to build character. No, you can instill character without it. And just like old feller says, post-traumatic growth builds character, but it's not the only way to build character. So once again, we validate suffering. We're validating suffering to build the character. Yes, in instances of suffering, our character can be built, but it is not the only way, nor is it really the main way that we want to build character. We build character
So
through
let me give you the
parenting.
definition.
We build character through
Yeah,
hard work and diligence.
let me give you the definition of suffering: the experience of pain or loss, which can be physical, mental, or I'm sorry, the state of ongoing pain, distress, or hardship. So
Um,
as a parent, you actually do need to, when we say the word suffering, we're looking at it as it's always a bad thing. You need to create situations in which your kids struggle and experience hardship. You could give them a bunch of math problems. That's and they experience that shit's painful. It's going to be hard for them to figure it out. They're going to want to do other things, but you're challenging them and putting them in a situation in which they have to suffer to get the answers, suffer through what they don't want to do. They'd rather be watching a tablet. They'd rather be out there playing with their friends. But they will build more character and better characteristics and traits through that suffering than giving them what they want. So I do believe you build character better with suffering than you do with pacifying your children and living an affluent life. I do believe you build character. And then I'm sorry, let me just give you the definition for character: the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. I do believe you will build more of that with suffering than giving your children what they want.
So, but I think even in the definition, morals. How you teach morals? Not necessarily through suffering. You teach morals through education and support and help and in the grace towards each other. You don't build care. You don't build morals through just basically saying, you know what, I'm gonna make you struggle through something, and when you learn your lesson, you're gonna come back. It's like,
I would
nah,
say,
come.
which one sticks better though? Is it better to learn? I'm sorry. Is it more effective to learn from lack or abundance?
Um,
abundance.
is it better to learn from lack
Is
or
it more
abundance?
constructive and effective for an individual to learn something from having a lack of it or an abundance of it?
I would say that it is better to have an abundance to have a playing field. And the example that I'm going to use is that the reason why it's harder for people who are in poverty to get to the middle class than it is from people in the middle class to get into wealth is a lot different. Because you have an abundance, you are able to actually appreciate work with the abundance and then multiply it. When you have a poverty mindset, you're usually stuck in that suffering mentality of that. So I don't agree with that.
So I think in the midpoint, it's true on both sides, but at the extremes is a bit different. So at the extremes of suffering, it it,
Hmm.
it there's extreme motivation. At the on the other side of abundance, there's extreme passivity. Or help me out, Robbie. You're the wordsmith here. Passivity. Yeah, you're extremely
Pacifism.
passive. You have affluenza. You don't care about other people's feelings. There's a moral
Oops.
degradation there. We say all the time, rich people don't care about shit. They don't give a fuck about nobody, right? So yeah, I would say it's true on both sides, but at the extremes, you're going to get more character built and more people rising from the ashes, from the suffering side, than you do the affluent side.
That's not
Yeah.
true. You get more people who have the abundance actually rise through the ashes than the people who are suffering. That's why
How?
we could
They have an abundance.
exactly, but they've risen beyond that. That's why we have the world the way. That's why the country and the world the way it is right now is rich people create more rich people because of through abundance. Poverty people create
Oh,
more poverty and suffering.
okay. So do they create those rich people through greed? Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. They create more rich people through greed and nepotism. They are not providing equal opportunity to riches for the people below them.
Yeah.
Robbie, stop.
What?
I totally disagree with that because there's no way that we can sit here. There's no way that we can sit here and act like the way the world is built today, that everybody who suffered has a great character or is benefiting from such a great character. We appreciate it, we admire it, but the people who have good characters and morals are people who have been coddled and
We can see you.
and move through
Black, define character.
society. Define character. More good moral standards in the
You
face
sure?
of adversity.
Okay, that's a bit of a different one, but we can somewhat roll with that. Let me just go Oxford. It's real simple. The mental and moral qualities distinctive to the individual. The mental. We're talking about suffering. To go through one agonizing pain, albeit whether it be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, or financial. To go through that, as hard as that is, you're gonna come out a different person. It's gonna build something. It's gonna build in a threshold, and it's gonna prepare you for the future. If we all don't go through something, how can we be better? If we don't know what it means to feel to lose or to get that pushback.
He said, "Here I go again, whether I win alone."
All right, guys, please make a vote. I realize that I didn't put the right question on there, so if you would like to vote,
You
and you would
didn't.
like,
You didn't, and you dragged it.
and and if so, please everybody vote right now. This is the way that the panel lined up. Suffering builds character. There's no way. I understand, and I do. Look, I agree. If you've gone through some stuff, you're able to have a great fortitude in regards to a lot of things in life. I totally agree with that. But to
Totally.
build, but to but to build good moral values, you don't necessarily have to suffer. You don't have it's not a requirement. It's not a prerequisite of character. Character is character based on your environment, based on a lot of different aspects of living life. So if I want to have some character put in somebody, I think it's about how I implement that person's environment, not necessarily making that person suffer. I do believe that you should still have that person go through challenges, but challenges does not mean suffer.
Excuse me. Just a quick question. Do you eat Hamburger Helper?
Yes.
Awesome.
I had Hamburger Helper today, Italian.
Right. You know why you know that Hamburger Helper is not shit? Because you eat filet mignon. In all things, in all ways, you have to know good to know bad.
You know why pho and
but it didn't build my character. It only built your palate.
Your palate, though.
It built my appreciation, not my character.
It built your palate. Stop playing games in my face. Listen, guan.
I'm not listening to you, Robbie. Look, you guys. The more Jesus Christ. The more I play this game, the more I realize you guys are freaking. You guys need help. Salute to everybody.
Nope,
want
nope,
to.
not even going.
What do you
Butterflies.
mean?
Y'all know what to vote. Butterflies, do your job. Do what you're supposed to do. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Love y'all very, very much.
Please,
Very, very much.
please, right now, if you're, please, right now, please go to the strongly agree to disagree
And
channel.
vote for me. Raw beef.
Vote right now. We had to reset the vote, so we're just gonna prolong it. Right now, only 3 votes.
No, the fuck we ain't. You better stop all that.
We're gonna prolong it for a while.
No, we ain't.
We're gonna prolong.
Jesus, cover me. Jesus, you will cover me.
In the name of
Say,
Jesus, we ain't
under the blood.
prolonging nothing. Not to choose
Under
my
the
own
blood.
I said Jesus.
Under the blood.
All right. So we're not gonna count this. We're not gonna count this round.
Holy
5. We're not gonna count
Why
this
you
round.
do it, Star? Why you do it?
We're not gonna count this round. We're not gonna count this round
With the
at all.
blood
I think we
clot
need a
foolish.
third party.
With the blood clot foolish, why you do it?
I think we need to hire a third party to keep track of points.
Everybody got 100 points just for the effort. I messed up, so we're just gonna move on.
No. The butterflies have
You
win
messed up for
again.
choosing wrong. Don't put that on everybody.
Points. Why you do it? You try to rob us. Y'all see this Star? He try to rob us. Why you do it?
You guys are gonna have to suffer for this one, okay? Build some character. Okay?
Trigger Mike, I know you're not finna go for that. We know you new on the show, but you finna act right.
All right. Speed round.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Speed round. All right. This is gonna give you guys a quick little section. We're gonna reset the board.
I'm sorry, but you know I love y'all right now. But where are my girls at? Where my girls at? From the front to back, they keep it spicy. Why y'all over here trying to sit on dry?
I'm trying to build these
sitting on dry, ladies and gentlemen. Put a 1 in the chat. If they need to spice it up during the speed round, put a 2 in the chat. And make sure you guys come to strongly agree, to strongly disagree, and subscribe. And I apologize, y'all, because I've been letting them take over the show, honey. I've been resting in my femininity. So much masculine energy up here. Tawana, Andrea, we gonna fight, sisters. Hope y'all feel better though.
Yeah. We hope you guys feel better, and we're gonna pray for you guys under the blood of Jesus.
Jesus, cover me.
All right. So
yeah, I'm gonna name my Sagittarius sister. Please get better, Tawana. But I'm gonna need you to come over here and keep E Black in check, please, and thank you.